Okay, somebody get me some tissues. Somebody get me something to dry my eyes with. Somebody, please, because, yo, what the hell, My Hero Academia? Why are you trying to break my feels right now? Why are you trying to do this to me, dog? Why are you trying to make me cry? After My Hero Academia Season 6, Episode 3, and just in general, the insanity of the last couple episodes, but especially, we've got to hold a memorial service, so to speak, for our guy Twice, dog. How? Bubai got Wada. Why? It had to be him, dog. Like, there was so much to this whole moment and everything that happened with Twice and Hawks and all of that stuff, Dabi or whatnot, that really just has a valuable lesson to it. And even before that, honestly, like, because I just got so much to say right now off the last few episodes, again, with 3 episodes deep of My Hero Academia. The first episode for Season 6, it was mainly just set up, build up, and kind of really jumping straight into it, going after the doctor and really taking him down and seeing that he's a slippery guy. There wasn't just basically one of him. He made sure that, yo, his operations is gonna go complete. The setups and buildups, like, dog, the normal really have gotten a lot more intricate, right? When we first started, it was like, okay, we have these creations, boom, they're riding with Shigaraki. But as you're seeing, between the love that the doctor has for these freaking creatures, which is a little strange, but then again, he's a strange dude running around with All For One that wants to conquer the world. So, hey, there's that good old Doc Robotnik, so to speak. But then also, dog, episode 2 of Season 6. Like, is there any objection to this? Let me know. Do you object to this in saying that Mirko is one of the most badass heroes of the entire series? Like, yo, they got Ed Shot doing some stuff there. Cool beans. Hey, Ed Shot, yeah. Then we also have a few other heroes, but fam, Mirko, dog, between her action, her straight up jumping into it, like, Mirko, hands down, has been one of the biggest shocking characters to come out and end up taking it to a new level of epicness, dog. When she's running through the lab, when she's trying to break free, hitting the normal and stuff like that, that is the type of action that I want to see from a pro hero that is just trying to straight go for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like Mirko is at the same time, like, you know, devious or, you know, bloodlusting, so to speak, although maybe I throw the argument she's a little bit like little rambunctious, so to speak. But Mirko, the way she even talks to the doctor and everything, I was like, mwah, that's the hero that we deserve. And I absolutely loved all the action that we got with Mirko, leading into, again, the tear-jerking episode 3 that I'm sure a lot of people had their tissues. Like, let me know, did you cry? Because I ain't gonna lie, it got me a little bit emotional, the lesson in it all, because essentially Twice, after trusting Hawks and bringing him into the fold and telling him more than he definitely should have, finally realizes that Hawks has been playing the entire league like a fiddle this entire time and been working with the heroes. And I ain't gonna lie, this is one of those moments, and I remember in the manga very vividly, and I know it in the anime for sure, that really showcased that, again, it's not so black and white that everybody on the bad side is evil and everybody on the good side is good. Oftentimes there's that gray area, and I feel like Twice is 100% the embodiment of the gray area, so much so that even after Hawks, you know, betrays him, and, well, you know, it was for the quote-unquote betterment of society or whatnot, even after he betrays him, he even says, yo, dog, let's start your life off right again. You're a good person. You don't deserve none of this stuff. At the end of the day, you know, we'll rehabilitate you, so to speak. Because, yeah, Twice, he really is like one of those people that is a good person, possibly on the wrong side of things. And I say possibly because while All For One is a very evil dude or whatnot, Shigaraki's whole ideology of destroying everything, if there was an extra layer of, hey, let's rebuild, I don't like the way the heroes, because there is a lot of crappy heroes, and as the season goes on and the next couple of seasons, you'll understand what I mean about some of these heroes or whatnot. And I mean, we've even seen that some of the heroes, yeah, they were a little bit shady and grimy and betraying, and I mean, look at what Hawks did, dog. What the hell? But Twice essentially wanting so desperately to trust somebody that was down on their luck was ultimately his downfall. And that's, I guess, a valuable lesson in and of itself. Sometimes, even if your heart is in the right place, like Twice, again, he just wanted to be a good person. Even if your intentions is proper, ultimately, it could be just your quote-unquote unlucky day, because Twice wanted so badly for camaraderie. You see that even when he's going up against Hawks again, he's like, you ain't nobody to me. These are my people. He's creating the clones of Toga, all of these people, Shigaraki and whatnot, because that's who he rocks with. That's who he looks at as comrades. So again, going back to the whole ideal that, yo, just because he's on the villain side of things doesn't mean that he's a bad guy. He looks at the same way Deku and Bakugo, well, maybe Bakugo a little bit shady or whatever in terms of like, yo, his anger is crazy, but the same way the heroes rock with each other and want to protect their fellow man, there's also people on the villain side of things that feel the same way. And he was basically feeling the same way for Hawks until he basically backstabbed them. And then at the same time, you add even an extra layer on top of all that, because once Hawks has Twice pinned to the ground and he's ready to do him in, Dabi shows up with Blast that from jump he's pretty much like gonna, fillet his own comrade, so to speak. So while Twice is looking at the league as like, yo, this is my family, these are my comrades, not every one of them are the same as Twice. Again, adding extra layers and showcasing that, yeah, my hero from a grand scope is, pretty straightforward, but then there's extra layers that really give extra development and extra characters that you don't expect, these more complex situations and complex feelings and complex emotions. Like, I don't think that, going into a superhero good bad series, you're necessarily expecting that the kind of clown, so to speak, and I'm thinking of the Joker now for some reason, not Joker. Basically, the dude that is a goofball is ultimately going to be at the same time a good-hearted person, because again, he's on the villain side of things. He's not supposed to be a good guy, right? But ultimately, then you add an extra layer that, well, yeah, there'll be some Twices in there, but then you also add a Dabi that he's off-rip jumping in and filleting him, or attempting to at the very least. And it's crazy because Dabi also throws in some comforting words. Don't worry, Twice, you wasn't wrong about anything, because, Twice pretty much with his whole identity crisis and his self-doubt and everything is like, damn, I trusted another one and I did it again. This is the second time I've done it to my friends, my comrades. I ruined everything by being trusting. So it gives a layer of basically, yo, dog, sometimes no matter how good of a person you are and no matter how much you want to really trust and believe in somebody, you also have to have your reservations, because then you got the polar opposite side of Twice that absolutely trusted Hawks after a certain point, gave him all these ideas of, hey, what's going on in the league and whatnot. You got Dabi that pretty much tells Hawks to his face, never trusted you to begin with, dog. Like, I knew there was something that could possibly happen, and I knew that there was a possibility he wasn't on the up and up with us. And Dabi, straightforward again, was willing to and eventually does blow freaking flames everywhere to the point of hurting Twice and that whole situation, dog. Again, even more gray areas, more layers, more complex situations to it, where Hawks is pretty much the one that does away with Twice. So it got to make you think, wait, so you're the hero, he's the bad guy, he's the one that feels betrayed and hurt and he wants to protect his friends and whatnot, and you're the one that's putting him down for a dirt nap, so to speak, despite the fact that he's, you know what I'm saying? It just really gets a little bit messy to a point that makes you question, well, what is a hero? Who is the good guy? Who is the bad guy? And that's something that I feel My Hero Academia Season 6 is doing so well right now, where you see even Dakaraki that he's really passionate and really cares about his creations, the nobles, that he cares about getting this whole thing done with Shigaraki. That's a form of camaraderie. That's a form of caring. Again, he's under the thumb of the one that there's no denying is straight up a bad guy, straight up evil, all for one. But in between it all, if they just walked a one step differently, they may have been on the hero side of things. Dakaraki may have been figuring out all of these creations for the heroes and for the benefit of society, opposed to the benefit of destruction, so to speak, and all for one's reign. And fam, when Twice got to Toga and he melted in her arms right there, oh my god, I knew it coming into this, but it still hit me nonetheless the same of, yo, this is impactful, dog. This war right now, My Hero Academia, like, I am absolutely loving this season already. The art and animation, I'm not gonna lie, it's not the craziest, oh my god, this is out of this world, but it's definitely the story that's shining through, and definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, the characters that are shining through and through, showcasing, dog, everything ain't always as it seems to be. Everybody ain't always on one side the same way, and wow, Twice's death is easily going to go down as one of the most memorable moments of My Hero Academia. And it's not like, he's the Shigaraki or the Deku or an All Might. He was just basically one of the underlings that turned out to be a very interesting character, bringing forth different messages and also showcasing something that I'm surprised Japan didn't completely botch and ruin it and rip it out of the story of the bad guys aren't all bad. And that's something that, like with last season, they pretty much, shriveled away with My Villain Academia's adaptation. But I ain't gonna lie, it had me there, a little choked up, like, I know, poor Twice. And Toga's response, Toga's reaction next episode, I'm very much so hyped for it, because you can see that despite being a demented freak that she is to a certain degree, Toga, she also has feelings and cares about her comrades as well. Like, I love that aspect, and that's why I'm a personal massive fan of the villains, minus maybe all for one in My Hero Academia, more so even to a certain degree than the heroes, although I still gotta say Mirko for the life, baby. But let me know what you guys think about My Hero Academia Season 6 so far. Is it hitting for you? Is it snapping? Is it epic and amazing as you expected? Are they hitting it out the park? And is there anything that you felt maybe they didn't do correctly? And did you have a tissue box there tearing up for twice? Because sad times, baby. Sad boy hours. No. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Subscribe and hit that bell to get all notifications. Yeah.